Good morning, YouTube. How you doing? I'm shifting through all the gears on the automatic transmission sometimes when I go down the driveway, because it's good to get the fluid to go through all the little areas of the transmission. You know, no matter what vehicle you have, you should do that from time to time. Just a little tip for you. So this video is going to be about kind of like YouTube drama. I hate drama. Oh my God, I hate drama. I do everything I can to avoid it, to the point where if I'm in a conversation with somebody, I'll just stop talking. I leave the conversation, whatever. If you're just going to keep going back and forth with me about something, or just keep bringing something up, or exhibit passive-aggressive behavior while you're calling me passive-aggressive, you know. Morning. Goodbye. I just can't do it. And this weekend, there was a lot of weird little drama stuff that came up. And it wasn't just that radio show thing, which was really bizarre. Sunday morning, I posted a video in response to the thing that happened with the radio show guys, which was really actually funny what they did. It made me laugh. I couldn't believe it. I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but just briefly, in case you don't know, I did this thing on this radio show with these guys for like 6 weeks in a row, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And then I posted the video for you, so you knew why. And then the guy that runs the show kind of, took umbrage with it. And I don't blame him, really, but he took what I was saying way too much to heart. And they ended up they played some of the audio. They kind of edited it, and they played the audio from my video, and literally half his show, like 90 minutes of his show, was about me, which is interesting because they're goofing on me. But then if I'm not a big, why would you do that? You only help me out. If the intent there was to make me look bad or something, I think it's had the opposite effect. But that's not what this is about. But that was part of it. And then this thing happened, which is what I really want to get into. I was warned about this by other YouTubers, like successful YouTubers, people with, I think the advice I got from a guy that had the smallest amount of subscribers, I think he's got like 50,000 subscribers or so. But the other ones were people with 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers or more. People I've met in person and hung out with. You know some of them. And they warned me about offers where people with products that they want to sell, they'll offer to send you something. And the problem with it is then they, obviously they're sending it to you because they want you to do a review on it or something. And then they start, sometimes it could be demands or whatever. So you have to be very clear about what the expectations are and all that. Unless you don't care. I happen to care. I'm not actually, I might come off like a D-bag once in a while. I'm not trying to be. It's not like that what I accused the radio show guy's brother, he's like the poster boy for nepotism, that guy, It's a funny thing about, just to go off on a slight tangent about people with, when you're messing with somebody, there has to be, for it to be cool, you already have to be friends with that person. There has to be like a mutual respect or something, shared experiences, all of that. Like if I was hanging out, if you saw me hanging out with my bros from Jersey, or guys I was in the military with, or guys I've worked on the job with, man, if you heard us talking to one another and the things that we say, my surfing bros, you would be like, holy crap, he just said that to him? But it's okay because we're friends already, and we've been through this stuff, and we have respect for one another. If somebody's screwing with you that you don't know, that's just a douchebag. That's the difference between a douchebag and a cool dude. I never do that. Somebody I just met, I'm overly polite. Overly polite. And again, I told you, the reason I'm overly polite with strangers is because when I was a kid, if I wasn't, my mom smacked the crap out of me. No joke, man. No joke. What was that? How about a please and thank you? I made the statement before about going to boot camp. I was talking to my sister about it a couple months ago. You know, when they would kick our wall lock, foot lockers around and make us put stuff together, and they're screaming in your face and they're cracking you one and all that stuff, that was like a Tuesday morning for me when I was 9 years old, you know, before school. I still had to go to school like that. So, yeah. Anyhow, as I was, and like, it's funny because Wonder Hussy, who I'm going to go see here in like 7 days, I'll be driving out there. Wonder Hussy will screw with me, and it's awesome, and it's funny to me because she's a bro, man. But we got to be friends first. Like for those of you that are interested, a lot of you are here because of her. We started emailing, and then we started talking on the phone. We got to know one another pretty well. But still, you could tell, not super comfortable, you know, yet, either of us. And then I went out to meet her at the hot springs, and it's so funny. I got there at night. And as a matter of fact, she did a video. I might even put a link to it while she was there at the hot springs. And she was talking about it. And in the background, you can see these headlights over her shoulder coming over the mountain. And she's like, oh, look, somebody's coming right now. That was me in this van. So that's crazy. So I got there at like 10 o'clock at night or something. I drove off to the side. And then in the morning, I got up early. And I could only find one little camp spot. I wasn't even sure if it was a good spot. It was by the cold spring. And on the other side of the palm trees there, it just so happened that Sarah was parked there. It just worked out. So I set up my camp. And after a little while, I heard her rummaging around, so I figured I'll walk over and say hi, finally, introduce myself. And she comes out from walking behind her truck. She doesn't have a stitch of clothing on, man. She's totally naked. She's just wearing her flip-flops and her sunglasses. That was it, man. So I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, hey, it's nice meeting you finally. Like, I didn't even want to look at her. It was funny. I got used to it, though, and I'm glad I did look at her after a while. It's funny because that's similar to being in the Marines. There's no faster way to bond with people than to see them naked. If you want to quickly bond with somebody and get to know them, really know them, hang out with them naked, if that opportunity ever arises. Because if you shower with 60 dudes, you know, you're going to get to be real comfortable with one another. So it was so funny because she's hanging out. It's mostly all dudes. She was the belle of the ball, man, at the hot springs. And we're all hanging out, and she starts, like, every once in a while, she'll give me some little dig. But it's all in fun, and I would laugh at it, and that's cool. That makes sense. You've already hung out, you've got to know one another, and that's how that works. So that's aces, man. There's no problem with that. But back to the product thing, it's interesting because first I had this, well, I've had many things I've turned down. I had been warned, so I'm not really big on taking advantage yet of free products. But I did a video on the lights, that light bar I have. Just waiting for a pedestrian. So, very cute pedestrian. Nice. Haven't seen her before. I'm sure she's married. So, as I was saying, I'm a dog. Well, I used to be. I'm basically a priest now. So, what the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah. My light bar. I did a video on the light bar, and the company saw it. And they contacted me. And they said, hey, we liked your video. Are you interested in any of our other products? I said, well, no. But the light bar that I have isn't working right. So if you want to replace it, I'll take that. And they said, well, what do you think about this? And they offered me these 4 little pod lights as well. And the caveat is, we'd like you to make a video. Let me take you into the shop. All right, hope this works out. I'm going to talk while I'm kind of setting up the shop here. So as I was saying, they wanted me to make a video, and I said, yeah, sure, when I can get to it. Problem is I'm friggin' busy, as you guys know, and I don't know if I was clear with them, but for me to do the van that light and replace it, that's not the end of the world there. But for me to do the 4 pod lights, it's going to require a bigger job. And I'm going to need a gland, and I'm going to need to drill a hole through the roof and rewire everything. And I have a light on the back I'm going to do at the same time. So for me to do that, I've got to pull some deck boards off the roof deck, drill holes through my roof, right? Do all the wiring. This is several days of work for me. So, I can't get to it right now. But they've been like sending me these emails regularly, like, hey, when's this going to get done? We sent this to you a while ago, and blah, blah, blah. And I kept responding nicely. And then I finally said, look, you kind of owe me the light bar because your product failed on me. So I'm going to keep that. But if you want, I will just send you the pod lights back. I don't need them, and I don't need the constant aggravation of, being asked when I'm going to get it done. And then they responded like, oh, it's so cool. And I sent them a note back at that point, and I said, look, the deal is this, man. I'll get to it when I can get to it. And I explained to them what I just explained to you. And then they sent me a nice note back. So, oh, we didn't realize, blah, blah, blah. But you think you can get it done for us next month? They're still... I said, so I'm done with them, right? When I do it, I'll do it. When I do it, I'll do a video. You guys will see it, and I will send them. I'll put all the links to their product in that video, with the caveat of they're friggin' annoying, but I get it. And then another thing happened. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but another thing happened where I did a watch review on a watch that looks a lot like what's called the Tornek Revell, which is a watch that the U.S. Navy wanted around 1962. It's really a Blanc Pan that was relabeled with a different name, so it could appear to be an American-made company. It's a long freaking story. But I did a review on it. It looked good. It's not really what I was hoping for. It didn't have a screw-down crown. So you can't make a military watch that doesn't have a screw-down crown, okay? So that, I was a little disappointed by it, but it was still cool. Based upon the price that they're selling it for on the website, it was a pretty good deal, but not a good deal really spec-wise when you think about it. For instance, I got this for $71. There's another version with a day date in it, and that one's $78. It's a locking crown, 200-meter water resistance. I'm uploading a video on it right now, and it's amazing. Sapphire crystal. It's amazing. I also have my first ever watch band that I made myself right there. So, the guy who owns that company, I'll stop this for a moment, and we'll finish this chat here. So the guy who owns that company called me. Pretty nice guy. Got along great. I respect him. I love what he's doing, and he's done a lot of cool stuff. And he offered to send me a watch. Wanted me to do a review on it. And I did, and I guess there was a little miscommunication, and I also added some things in the video based upon another version of the same watch I saw in another video, where that watch, the part, it wasn't well done. And like a quality control issue sort of thing or something in my mind, because like the subdials looked like they were cut out with a jigsaw, and one of the little hands in the subdial was moving underneath the movement. And he didn't like that I brought that up, and I get it. Why should I bring that up? It's not this watch. But I was pointing out that this watch was perfect. It was great. Really great. So I thought I did a good thing. But the next morning, like Sunday morning, again, this is drama from the weekend. I get up and there's this text message, and he's, he's fucking with me about it. And then he's all woe is me about it. He's like, oh, this is what I get for sending a free watch to somebody and all that. And I'm like, okay. So I just sent him a note. I was really cool. I was not upset. I'm still not upset. But I sent him a note saying, dude, I'll just take the video down. I'll redo it. I'll get it right. But he repeated. He sent me another text. That's what I get for sending somebody a free watch. So I'm thinking, all right. And I was going to do the video. But then I thought about it. And yesterday while I was working, I was like, I think it's better if I send the watch back to him. Because I don't need this kind of aggravation. But apparently he was stressed out over it now. And when I sent him that, he started trying to blow my phone up. But I was gluing up all these panels, which, by the way, was very stressful yesterday. Not so much stressful. There was a couple of them where the rail had a slight movement to it when I clamped it up. So it'll be fine. I'll sand it out. Everything's going to work right. But when you're gluing something up, you've only got about 20 minutes before that glue really kind of sets. And there's a lot of fidgeting is the word I'm looking for. There's a lot of fidgeting with it because I wanted to make sure I got my, you guys can see that. I wanted to make sure that I got this stuff flush here. And you can tell this is over 8 feet long. So I'm running back and forth and I got clamps and they're heavy. So I couldn't answer the phone while I'm working. I quit. At one point, I had one where it was glued and I hadn't put the clamps on it yet. And I sent him a quick text. I don't remember what it was. Just like, okay, whatever it was. But then he's calling me again. Then he's sending me text, which I didn't notice until I got that one clamped. If I had to go on to the next one, he's like, "We just sent me a text." Dude, based on the text that he had sent me the previous day and what he had already sent me, there's no way I'm going to start talking to this guy right now. I'm working. I work hard for a living. I can't take the time to sit here and chat with somebody while I'm in the middle of doing something like this. So I blew it off. But he sent me a voicemail telling me to keep the watch. It was a gift. I still don't feel good about it. I'm still considering sending it back to him. But I don't know. Maybe I'll still do a video on it. And I have the video. I could possibly edit out the front and the end of it. Add something to the front. Do them a solid and put it up. I still might do that. I don't know. Unimportant to me. I might just keep it, give it somebody as a gift or something like that. But it's not worth the aggravation is my point. YouTube drama, not worth it. So if you're somebody else watching my channel and you like me, for whatever reason, that might be, I still don't understand it. This is the deal. I'm not going to take it if I don't really want it or I don't think I can use it. And if I can use it and I'm going to do a video, I'm going to be honest about it. And all the thoughts that are in my head when I do that video are going to come out. And you might not like some of it. So if you're not cool with that, don't offer me anything. Don't offer me anything. The funny thing with the guys with the radio show too, it's funny because I had this thought process. I didn't say it when I did the video I posted Sunday morning, kind of like the response to it, but their reaction to my doing the video for you to just because you guys are calling me, literally calling me on the phone, sending me private messages on Instagram, which is another thing I got to bring up, and through Facebook, all the ways to contact me. Asking me about the show, tell me what you like and don't like, and that you like me, all these things. Thank you, by the way, for that. The reason I did the video telling you why I wasn't going to go back to the show was for you. It wasn't for them. I planned on calling Matt at some point, but I'm too busy. I had too much going on. So, but my thought process on it with their reaction was, it's like when you break up with a hot chick. The hot chick is like, what? What? You're dumping me? Like, the chick that's really full of herself. That's kind of my vibe there. That's how I took that thing with them. That's how it seemed. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Humble yourself, dude. Humble it, man. Humble it. It's good to do that sort of thing with people. So I've been humbled plenty of times in my life. So, and listen, thank you for liking me and being here and all that and wanting to have the interaction with me, like through social media. I've done this before. A couple of years ago, I had to do this more. It seemed like I was more on Facebook. I'm not on there as much now because I don't have my password set up anymore, so I don't go there on the computer. Just on my phone, and I hate being on the phone. It's the reason I'm wearing the watch. The Instagram and all that is like a necessary evil in a way because you kind of cross-pollinate yourself, right? It's like masturbation. So, you know, I can post some pictures there. It brings up some interest. Maybe somebody finds me on YouTube that way. I don't know. It's kind of how I'm looking at it. Imagine, though, you got 3 Instagram things. You got a YouTube channel. You got Facebook. You're getting a little bit more popular, which is good. Even though I still haven't figured out how to get paid from this. I'm hoping Sarah will help me out with that. But the messages, I can't keep up with it all. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but it's almost an annoyance. Like, I'm grateful for it. Thank you. But I can't, like, a once in a while thing, awesome. But if it's like every day, couple times in the same day from the same person, because there's probably a dozen people that do that, and half of them are people I know, like actually know and have known, friends for a long time, some of them decades. And, you know, I tell them every once in a while, I talk, I was like, dude, you're sending me all this stuff. I'm like, it's fine, just so you know, I'm not going to respond to all of them. I can't. And actually, I don't even, if you're sending me videos, I'm not watching them. I'm not watching the videos. Too much time. If it's a quick picture, I might glance at it real quick. Sometimes I won't even register what it is, because I'm like, oh, okay. But your message is one of a whole bunch that I got to quickly click, so that I don't, when I do pick up the phone, I still have that notification there. I just like having everything clean and dealt with. So don't take that personally, please. Don't take it as an insult or a dig or I'm not interested or I'm better than you. Or that is not what's going on. It is strictly a time thing. But besides the work that I have to do, physical labor work in here, there's all my other interests. There's other phone calls, relationships, and business, and all these things that I have to do every single day. And then when I go home, you know, I'm making watch bands, you know, or doing something else, or learning something else, or figuring out something else. And my apartment is an ADHD person's friggin' nightmare. You know, there's so much there going on. It's crazy. So I might give you guys a tour of it if I ever could straighten it out and make it look cooler. That's it for now. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Come back often. Always remember, be kind to one another. I'll catch you in the next one.